Hey friends, it's Michelle. I'm here at the Ginger Creek Garden today, and welcome to my channel, Garden Jargon. I am out here today to start preparing the extension of our Ginger Creek Garden. Here at the church, we have been blessed to extend our garden for a third season, and my theory in my head here in the Midwest is get the gardens prepared before the spring hits, because in the spring the weather is so unpredictable, you never know when you can put stuff in the ground. So if you can have the garden ready, as I call it, plant ready, by the time the spring gets here, then that's a bonus. So all you have to do is bring your seedlings out here and plug them into the soil and watch them grow. In the spring, if you're waiting to get the garden prepared in order to grow the stuff and to plant the stuff, it gives me anxiety. I don't know about you, but the first season that we were out here, we had this garden. From here, the sidewalk, leaves are falling on my head. From the sidewalk here, all the way to here. None of these arches were here last year. So we had from the sidewalk to this space, sorry, my hand doesn't work right here, that way. And in that garden and in this little raised garden bed over here, we grew over 860 pounds of food in that amount of space. Then last season, after the whole COVID thing, the church said, would you like to extend your garden? And I said, yes, please. So we then prepared the ground from this area all the way to here. So we completely over doubled the size of the garden. So then we had all that growing space. So we had all of that over there and all of this right here. And we extended the garden over here a little bit just by putting some buckets in over here. But to date, I think it was like 1,160 pounds of food so far. So we went from 860 pounds of food to over 1,100 pounds of food. Now, this next year, going into the 2022 season, we get to extend it again. I couldn't be happier. So I came out here a couple weeks ago and I laid the silage tarp down here to kill off the grass. So we're growing it from here. Wait for it. To there. So then we're going to have a garden that's that long. I'm so excited. So I'm out here today and we're going to get this ground prepared, and I just wanted to share with you the progress we're going to do. I might put the camera up and do a little hyperlapse video, but I wanted to share that with you. Today is October 6th. It's about 73 degrees today, and we're going to get this garden started. So on today's project, one of the first things that I want to do is yank out our squash. You know, this is the time of season where you have to start pulling things out of the garden to prepare it and put it to rest. And it always makes me so sad because these squash gave us so much squash this year. Even though at the end of the season we got some pest damage and the powdery mildew and the squash bugs and the vine borer, I'm going to take you through the garden right now and show you what the squash looks like after have been in the ground since May, and show you some of the damage that's on there and how resilient squash is and how it's still trying to produce squash for us. So I love you, squash, but you gotta go. We gotta get prepared for next season. So let me flip the camera around and show. This is our row of squash. This was all our zucchini squash in this row. And this is our vines. And they are still producing flowers, as you see. But you could see the vine borer damage. So a boar went in there, excuse me, boar went in there and started eating, but it continued to grow. It continued to stay healthy and give us more and more and more. So I'm just going to rip them out. This is the next squash. As you can see, it's got a male flower on there, and it's not quite, it's looking for a female flower, but there is no female flower. And you can see the holes in here and how nasty the vines are, but then the vine recovers and it continues out here, and as you see, it's giving us more flowers, and that is a female flower right there giving us another zucchini. So I could actually tie that up and it would probably continue to give us one more zucchini. So I might do that just for the sake of example, as long as I have the ground available here to lay the cardboard down and put wood chips. So it is quite sad. You know, you look at your babies that gave you vegetables all season, and now you yank them out of the ground. It's crazy. I get emotionally attached. So that's what the plan is, and I'm going to continue to do that. So stick around. I'll be right back. All right. Giving you a quick update. So this is what we have gotten done so far. I think we disturbed a lot of voles. They're very upset with us because we destroyed their home. So we laid cardboard. I was going to do cardboard underneath the boxes for where we plant stuff, and I was going to lay landscaping fabric in the walkways because those are permanent walkways, and we don't ever really need to worry about anything being planted there with the landscaping fabric. So I was going to do cardboard fabric underneath the boxes that we're building for our garden. And that's before I got my handle on a lot of cardboard. So I did get a lot of cardboard. So we ripped up that plastic, and that silage tarp has been down. I'm gonna post it here on the screen how long ago we put that down on the ground, but I want to show you what it looks like underneath. Flip my screen around. So we have had that silage tarp laid down here for quite some time. Let me zoom out so you can see. And this is all just crumbly grass now. There's a couple spots where there's like really big weeds that were growing up, and this is all earth dirt here, and now we're laying cardboard down, so nothing is ever going to come up underneath the cardboard. And with the wood chip layer we're going to put down here, as well as the soil in between each one of these boxes that we're building, no weeds are going to penetrate this thing. So that's what the whole entire plan is, basically a no-dig method here in the garden. And I wanted to show that to you because I'm not sure if you've ever used silage tarps before in the past to kill off your weeds and your grass, but it works. The trick to that is making sure you get your silage tarps down when it's still quite hot out. And I put that silage tarp down when it was still in the 80s. Right now here in Grow Zone 5B in Chicagoland area, it's October 6th. We're still in the 70s. This is our third day of overcast clouds, so we haven't had any sun, so it's not really going to bake off with that black silage tarp today, but this is what we're going to do. So I'll come back to you guys after we construct these beds as we are laying the wood chips down, so stay tuned. I don't know how this happens every year. Every year I design a garden, I run out of space. But thank goodness I'm here at my church, and they say take as much space as I want. They have 15 acres. They better watch what they say. Let me turn this around. So this is the plan. Zoom it out. So this is the existing squash bed that we have. We just laid the wood chips here. I have wood chips already laid here. And I did lay wood chips over here for a temporary situation. I want wood chips to be around our entire garden this next season. So people, and the wood, or the guy that does a lawn, he doesn't have to get so close to my garden because stuff does hang over and I don't want him chopping it up. So we have this established. I laid all the lumber down, as you can see here. All of the lumber is laid down for our 20-foot beds. And at the end, over there, I ran out of space. So what I'm doing is taking all the large cardboard that I have, I'm putting it here and filling up the grassy area. We're going to lay wood chips on it, which actually will give us the space for these beds that I ran out of space for. So I want at least a 4-foot walkway here. I want 3 beds here for pollinators, another walkway here, and then this will be our new squash bed. So I'm laying cardboard right now in this section so that I can do that. Over there. So this is where my 20-foot beds stop, and I want a 4-foot walkway here. Then I'm going to have like 2 or 3 foot pollinator beds right here, and then another like 2-foot walkway, and then the end cap bed of squash that will go right here. So I don't know how I ran out of space. So I'm just going to utilize the cardboard that I have and the handymans that are here with the wheelbarrow and the wood chips and get that done. But we'll come back to you. All right, friends. We are done for the day here at Ginger Creek. The sun just came out. Thank goodness we're finished because it's hot. When the sun comes out, especially with long sleeves and jeans on. All right, let me get over here so I don't have to face the sun. All right, so we finished up just for what we're going to do today. So as you see behind me, we have laid the entire garden bed with cardboard, keeping in mind that 90% of that was burned off by silage tarp before we laid the cardboard down. I laid the boxes down that we will construct on Saturday. As you can see, they're just not connected here. We have a couple pieces that need to be incorporated before we connect them. Then we're also going to anchor them down into the ground. Roger drills holes in the blocks. As you can see, there's a block right there. And he drills a hole, and then we can drive down in there some rebar to kind of hold them in place so they don't bow when we fill them with compost. So there's 6 beds there, and then in this area where we have wood chips here, the plan is to have 3 beds running perpendicular this way, 3 beds running the length of the garden that we'll use for pollinator flowers and pollination stations, and then the bed that we're going to build right up next to the grass here and go in about 2 feet, that will be the new squash bed. I rotate my squash constantly because of the pest pressure that we get from replanting it in the same spot. Although, we didn't plant squash in the same spot last year and we still had a lot of pest pressure. So next year will just be a clean slate on how to battle the squash vine borer and the bugs. A lot of diatomaceous earth. I think that just comes from being lazy and not having that on there, so I'm going to just have to do a lot of videos and share that with our volunteers next year. But that is our future 2022 garden plot here at Ginger Creek, and we have almost then doubled our garden space since we had it out here 2 years ago. So thank you for following along. I need to go get some food in my belly because I don't even know my name right now. I am hungry. So thank you very much, guys, for hanging out. This is how I design gardens and garden beds. I would love to do raised garden beds, but I don't have the money to do that. So we do in-ground gardens and kind of do a baby raised bed a little bit. Basically, the reason I do the little boxes is to hold the soil in the space that I want to plant in it. So that's kind of why I do it. So I hope you enjoyed these videos. If you did, please like and share my videos because I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I just want to help educate people and share people And if you're new to my channel, I have like 3 gardens. So look at my playlist, because then you'll get to see different things that I do at different gardens. I am a plethora of experiments. That's what I should have named my channel. Experiment Gardens, right here. I love it because I'm able to try different things in different gardens. If I fail in one, I don't freak out because I have 2 more other gardens that I have stuff in that I can like look at and test it. And I'm growing in Grow Zone 5B in Chicagoland. So our weather is a little different. We can only grow 6 months out of the year. Real, you know, garden stuff, and then you can plant your fall stuff. But I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch the video today, guys. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care and God bless.